So, bro, I actually have a question, right? And it's been bothering me, and I've been thinking about it lately. So, why do you think most men, especially black men, are actually scared of marriage and long-term commitment? I know you're married, bro.
Why do I think black men are scared of marriage and long-term commitment?
Yeah.
And this is just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the fear of marriage that they're afraid of. I think it's the fear, and like I said, from my own personal experience, this is something that I also had at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's the fear of the reality of the fact that you can no longer do things as freely as you wanted to do them. When I was alone, I could leave my house at 10 p.m.,
Yeah.
and then come back at 1 a.m. and not have to explain myself to anyone.
Yeah.
But then once you get married, you can't just wake up at 10 p.m. and just leave because you feel like leaving. You can't just, decide to say, you know what, I want to change my car and then just change your car.
No, but let's come back to the going out at night, like after 10 p.m., whatever the case is. Are you not the king? Are you not the one ruling your house? And why should you now get instructions from somebody else? Especially if you know you're not going out there to do something bad or stupid.
Oh, I like that question. And this for me is like tied back to the last episode I just dropped out.
Yeah.
Last episode I just dropped last week. The only reason why, and this is just my personal belief, some guys will disagree with me on this, but I believe that as a man, whatever I can do, my wife should be able to do it. I don't believe in saying that I'm the man and if I want to do this, I can do it and get away with it. If I can leave at 10 p.m., she too should be allowed to leave at 10 p.m. and not have to explain herself to me. And then I can't be mad and be like, oh, where are you going at 10 p.m.? Because then she can come back and like, where do you go at 10 p.m.? But we have this back and forth in the house. And like I said, I don't rule my household as a manager. I rule my household as a leader. Okay. So the way I behave is the way my wife also will behave. If my wife sees that I'm disciplined, she also she's gonna have to follow suit, right? Yeah. But then if I'm leaving the house at 10 p.m., I'm not explaining where I'm going. I come home 1 a.m. the next morning, I don't know, drunk or not even drunk. I'm just coming back home at 1 a.m. and I don't tell her where I was. Yeah. It raises questions and the relationship itself also becomes questionable. Yeah. Because now she's sleeping, she's wondering, where was this guy?
But like a simple example is I like playing pool, right? And it's something that I've actually always wanted to do, but because of time and stuff like that, I couldn't. But now I have more time, right? Like I make time on Fridays and I go out with the boys. And I even meet up with married guys. We go out, we play pool, and sometimes you don't even watch the time, bro. And then it's 1 a.m. So let's say in that kind of situation, what would you do? Because you're not in a bad place. You're not doing something wrong. Yeah. You just have to tell her, okay, I'm going to play pool. But what if she doesn't have an activity that she could also do after 10 p.m., right? She doesn't have to do that because you're also doing that. Yeah, but why do you have to always explain yourself?
Okay, again, I'll come back to my personal experiences. Like, I was use example with my work events at work. We have NDA functions. That I would tell her in the morning, look, my company is having NDA function. I don't know what time I'm gonna come back home. Yeah, and that's it. So she knows that he's out, and there's no time what time I come back home. At least she has that. How to put this? Like that safety net to say that he did tell me that he's out. And he did tell me he doesn't know what time I come back home. And plus she knows that he's at a work function. So even if I do come back home drunk, she's gonna be like, okay, Sharp, I know he was at a work function, he probably drank. Yeah. And my wife, obviously, and I'm assuming every other woman will be the same. She does text. Every now and then she asks, okay, how are things going? You having fun? Yeah. Do you have an ETA when you're gonna come back home? And I'll tell her, look, okay, we started at our first location. Now I'm at the second location with the boys. Yeah. I'm probably in Soweto at this point in time and we're drinking. Yeah. And then I'll tell her, when I'm coming back home, I will text you. Yeah. There has been a few occasions where I've left the house at 9 a.m. I came back home around 1 a.m. Yeah. The next morning. And sometimes my wife would wait up for me. She would still text me at 0 hours, like, are you on your way? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm on my way home. And I come home, she finds that she's waiting for me, up waiting up for me. And that's another thing that I personally don't like is if your partner stays up the whole night waiting for you and she doesn't know where you are. Yeah. I feel like it's not fair to her. She should be able to sleep, and rest for the next day.
And as a guy, you can't do that with your girlfriend. You can, right?
If it's a girlfriend. Look, I don't consider boyfriend, girlfriend a serious thing. That's just my personal experience.
What do you mean?
Because I feel like as long as you have a girlfriend and boyfriend, there's always a way out. You have that option to leave.
Okay.
In marriage, as much as you have that option to leave, but you never consider it.
A lot of people do consider it bad.
In marriage. Yeah, you see, okay, I don't know about those people. You know? I don't consider
Check
leaving.
out the rates, bro. Like people are getting divorced nowadays like peanuts, bro. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad reality, and that's not something we should. Personally, I believe we should. That's not something we should be promoting.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with whether it's a black thing or it's a white thing or it's an African thing or it's a Western thing. It's just a thing of every single one of us. It's not something we should be promoting.
Yeah.
Divorce is not something that's nice. Look, we all go through troubles in marriages.
Yeah.
My wife and I have gone through a lot, man. We've seen it. You know, we've been together for 2 years.
Yeah.
Going to 3, but we've seen it. Wait,
Yeah.
it's 2 years, ne? 2 years this year. No, it's 3 years. 3 years this year in November. Yeah, so we've seen it. We've had our ups and downs, man. We've had moments where I've thought of leaving the marriage.
Yeah.
There are moments also she's like, why am I married to this man? But, you know, we work it out.
You know, Herald, from my question, I actually thought you were going to mention the lobola thing for especially us black people, but you didn't. You just mostly mentioned about the commitment thing, and I personally think it's the lobola.